Really? You don't know George Burns, Jon Mozes?
Not intimately, no.
Jeez. Man, one of the most famous performers of the 20th century. But here we are in the 21st century, so I guess it should be excused. You were alive in the 20th century, weren't you?
Yeah, I was born in 1990.
Okay. Shoo. All right, our visit with Jon Mozes, the Altoona Curve, presented by Marcus and Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. 4 years. I should have said 4 years at marcusandmack.com. So, all right, Jon Mozes, last night, Altoona Curve, 6-1 loss to Erie. That sets up the deciding game tonight in the Southwest Division playoffs. Altoona, Erie. I bet you're having fun this week, aren't you?
You know, this is really the fun part of my job. You know, when the baseball takes itself to another level, there is nothing like playoff baseball. I know, unfortunately, Pirates fans haven't experienced it in a while, but when you have a team full of guys that you pull for, that you've been in this experience with all year, I feel that nervousness for these guys. I get a pit in my stomach, about an hour before first pitch of these playoff games because, I'm pulling for these guys and I want them to win, having seen the work that they put in all year. So it really is fun to watch these guys sort of take their game to another level and see the pressure of the playoffs, sort of rub off on some guys.
See, I thought when you said this is what makes my job fun, you were going to say talking to me on Friday mornings, but I understand if baseball sort of pushes me to the side. But to watch these young buccos embrace this situation, Connor Griffin is Connor Griffin. I mean, we expect fabulous things out of him. We're getting that. Esmeralyn Valdez the other day drove in 5 in a game. Man, these young guys, they really give us hope. It's been a while since we've had hope for the Pirates, and these guys are giving us a glimpse. They're giving us just a small little glimmer of hope here for the Buccos in the future. But for them right now, this is the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a really good opportunity for these guys, right? Because playoff baseball is different. There is something to be said for the pressure of trying to win tonight's game or else your season is over. I think this is a situation that a lot of guys dream about. They think about on a regular basis. They talk about it during the season. And now that it's here, it sort of is a separator, right? You sort of see who are the guys that rise to the occasion, and it's Valdez. It's Griffin. Great relief performance from a couple of the guys on Tuesday night in the series opener, Mike Walsh, Landon Tompkins. You learn a lot about guys when you put them in pressure spots. And, I think this Curve team, they've got a lot of guys that sort of welcome that pressure.
I think it's really fascinating as well that, you have the first half of the season and the second half of the season in Double-A ball, and this is an entirely different ball team than the one that started the year. If we went and saw the Curve in April and May and even in June, you're seeing a whole different ball team. And credit to the coaching staff and the manager for making it all happen because not only putting a team together, but keeping a team together isn't the easiest thing when you've got guys coming and going.
No doubt. And I think Andy Fox deserves a lot of credit for this team being in the position that they are, Todd. Like, every day, he's the same energy. He's a positive influence on people around him. And he brings this gravitas because he's been around the game for so long. He played in the major leagues. He's been an instructor for a long time, mostly with the Red Sox. And, I see the daily work that Andy puts on the schedule, and I think it makes a big difference. Ground balls every day, defense, talking about in-between plays. I think sort of his guidance has been a really big factor in this team's success. So you're right. I mean, it's a challenge for the coaches when the roster changes as dramatically as it has this year. But I think it's been really encouraging to watch that the team has gotten actively better in the second half of the year. That means there's some good talent on the way.
Helps to see a guy like Connor Griffin get off the team bus, too. I mean, Robert Redford passes away, but we have a replacement as the natural. It seems to be Connor Griffin.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I am so impressed with him. Just the way that he's able to make an adjustment to every at-bat. He understands what hitters or what pitchers are trying to do to him. I think that he has shown incredible coverage of the plate. The teams have tried to get him out by throwing him inside. They've tried to get him out by throwing him outside, and all he's done is hit. He's made the adjustment to every, sort of approach against him. So it's really impressive to watch when you consider that he's 19 years old.
One of the things, we had a guy that was at the game the other day, and that infield single, he said, and I know this, I appreciate this, base running is a skill, and running the bases is something that is not something that comes naturally to people. It's not just running point to point. He said Connor Griffin's speed from home to third was incredible on that play.
Yeah. I mean, Connor talks about that. He's done a lot of interviews of late that I've sort of listened in on. And he recognizes that his speed is a skill, that it's one of the biggest parts of his game. And, that play that you're talking about on Tuesday night, it's an infield dribbler where you have to run hard out of the box in the first place to try to get on safely. And then the throw gets away and, you go to second base and then you're following the ball in foul territory. They tried to throw home to get the third out, and Connor read that and ended up at third base on the play. There is some anticipation that comes with base running, and, he's got a lot of intuitive ability. Like, it comes pretty naturally to him for when to run on the base paths. It's a really impressive profile, and, I don't think I'm breaking a whole lot of news here, but I was talking to a couple of our coaches last night, and Matt Ford, our pitching coach, has been in the organization for now 12 seasons, and he says this is the first position player that he's looked at and said, that's the best guy. I'm excited to watch him. He's the best position player we've had since I've signed on with the Pirates. And that's pretty incredible thinking about that going back 11 years here.
Yeah, whoever it was, and I don't know, whoever it was that was on base right in front of him, had to feel like, and it's appropriate to say this, there's a train bearing down on him. I got to get out of the way because that dude can move.
Yeah, I mean, I think the guy in front of him on the base paths was Mitch Jebb. So, Mitch was I think a little bit comfortably ahead of Connor on the base paths, but that would be a foot race I'd be interested to see between Connor and Mitch, because Mitch is a pretty confident guy in his own right, and speed is number one in his game. He says he's the fastest guy in the minor league system that the Pirates have, and maybe he's right about that. I don't know, but I would like to see the straight sprint between he and Connor.
Yeah. I'm guessing Connor's picking up steam as he goes, but that would be fun to see. All right, so game tonight. And as of this morning, tonight's starter had not been named. Has that happened yet? Do you know?
Yes, it is going to be left-hander Blake Townsend. A guy who is really, I think, one of the unsung heroes of this current pitching staff this year, filling in as a starter, just giving the team great innings. You're talking about a 2.02 ERA for the year, really good slider. And, this Erie team doesn't fare very well against left-handed pitchers, so feeling pretty good about Altoona's chances tonight with Towney on the mound.
Yeah, that sounds fascinating. I thought the Pirates might send down Skeens or someone like that. I don't know that they would do such a thing.
I don't know that would play very well, sending down the likely National League Cy Young Award winner and optioning him to the minor leagues for a playoff game.
He's got options left.
Yeah, okay. Fair point.
All right. So it's going to be fun. Of course, if they win tonight, they're playing in Binghamton coming up on Sunday afternoon. And certainly we're hoping that we get the chance to talk with you next Friday, whether they are still playing ball or not. But we want to do that because at the very least, we'll wrap up what has been a tremendous season for the Altoona Curve. But John, I know that you're looking forward to this weekend, that the Curve could win tonight and then make the trip over to Binghamton, which isn't that far away from where you are right now, and be playing some championship baseball. It'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Boy, yeah, I've been jonesing for this for a long time. You know, these we've had a couple Curve teams in our 5 years together, Todd, that have been in the mix but haven't quite gotten to this point in the year. So this is what we live for, man. This is a lot of fun, and hopefully Altoona can keep it rolling.
All right, look up George Burns, Altoona vaudeville.
Okay.
Got all that?
I will.
No, you won't. No, you won't. You're too busy with Curve baseball. Jon Mozes, have a great weekend.
Thank you, my friend. Talk to you soon.
There's Jon Mozes, the Altoona Curve. They played tonight, and you just heard it from John. A little breaking news there. Blake Townsend gets the start for the Curve in the deciding game of the Southwest Division Eastern League playoffs.